Hi, my name is Matthew Portner, and today I will be presenting about human resource selection and development across cultures. So first of all, what is an MNC? An MNC is a multinational corporation. This means that they operate in a variety of countries and that they employ a diverse group of employees. There are several types of multinational corporations. Below is each type and a quick explanation of how they are managed. So to start us off, there are ethnocentric multinational corporations. In this type of multinational corporation, home office professionals are put in charge of operations abroad. So the country where the MNC is headquartered, individuals from that country are put in charge to manage the company. Next are polycentric multinational corporations. In this type, local nationals are put in charge of operations for the host country. Third, there are regiocentric multinational corporations. In this type of multinational corporations, local managers from a particular region are put in charge of that specific region. And finally, there are geocentric multinational corporations. In these, they integrate employees from diverse regions to manage operations. So there's no set hiring process, what country they come from, it doesn't matter. They compile a bunch of people and anybody can manage. Okay, so human resources is among the most important roles in any organization, especially multinational ones. Human resources deals with everything from recruitment to employee development to compensation and benefits to the employee relations, policy compliance, employee engagement, and so much more. Human resources is paramount for any large organization. So on the right of this slide, I took a picture from the textbook. I think it lays it out very simply. You have the HR practices, which it lists performance management practices, professional development practices, manager support, and social responsibility. Each of these factors either influences the employee attitudes and beliefs in the second column, or the employee retention in the final column. So there are several different types of professionals chosen by human resources. First of all, there are expatriates. These are individuals from the multinational corporation's home country that live and work outside of the country. Next, there are impatriates, which are the exact opposite. They are individuals from an outside country that are hired by the multinational corporation to work in their home country. Next, there are host country nationals. These are local managers from a host country hired by a multinational corporation. And finally, there are third country nationals. These are individuals that are not from an MNC's home country or where they are assigned to work. There is no connection to the home country or the host country. So as more and more technological advancements are made in the world, the quantity of qualified professionals decreases dramatically. This results in international corporations needing to hire more and more professionals from outside cultures, which is extremely difficult without a very competent human resources team. As you can see in this graph I put in on the right, this shows the quality of the talent hired and the cost of their talent. So the countries that have very low costs tend to have very low quality, and vice versa. The ones that have a very high cost tend to have very high quality. Um, because of all those difficulties mentioned before, oftentimes multinational corporations decide to send their own management overseas to ensure a healthy workflow. These individuals are known as the expatriates. Expatriates are sent to a host country for a predetermined amount of time and are brought back once the time expires in a process known as repatriation. To guarantee a smooth return of all expatriates, all terms and conditions of the assignment are listed in a repatriation agreement. And as you can see on the right, I put another graph in from the textbook. This shows when you first set out overseas, the novice level, the parent culture is their entire personality. That is all they know. The longer they stay, as you go to the transitional and mastery levels of the time, you can see the host culture, where they're stationed in, starts to creep in, and their parent culture declines. So, to ensure that those sent out of the country are fit for the job, human resources for multinational companies examine various international selection criteria. Those that excel in the selection process are typically chosen to represent the multinational corporation overseas, while those that perform poorly are not. It is essential that every expatriate is familiar and comfortable with the outside culture, or productivity and satisfaction decline. And as you can see on the right, here's another graph from the textbook. Here are 10 examples of selection criteria. They have ability to adapt, technical competence, spouse and family adaptability, human relations skill, desire to serve overseas, previous overseas experience, understanding of host country culture, academic qualifications, knowledge of language of the country, and the understanding of home country culture. So, how do multinational corporations prepare employees for outside cultures? The single most important element of this preparation is extensive training in the culture. Employees need to understand the complexities and norms of the culture to prevent misunderstandings and promote communication and productivity. Cultural assimilators expose employees to these basic concepts of another culture, but these assimilators need to be valid and effective at teaching employees what they need to know, or they will be lost and completely unprepared to deal with the challenges that come with the new culture. So next we're going to talk about positive organizational behavior. Proper training and selection of expatriates or impatriates by human resources tends to create positive organizational behavior since employees understand the values of one another. According to Fred Luthans, positive organizational behavior is the study and application of positively oriented human resource strengths and psychological capacities that can be measured, developed, and effectively managed for performance in today's workplace. This positive culture is beneficial for both the company and the employees because it improves employees' satisfaction and at the same time increases productivity for the company. So let's talk about the future of multinational corporations. As technology continues to advance, more and more companies are utilizing elements such as virtual mobility. This means that in established marketplaces for multinational corporations, virtual management via Zoom or Microsoft Teams or any other platform will likely rise in the coming years. However, in countries where markets are still developing, a physical presence is invaluable since it builds reputation and connections with the local people. Alright, so to wrap everything up, human resources is incredibly important for multinational corporations, especially because they handle the recruitment and interaction between employees, among 1,000 other things. HR carefully determines who should deal with outside cultures and when they need to do it. To prepare underdeveloped employees to deal with these cultures, HR employs extensive training, including cultural assimilators and other interactions, to make sure everybody understands each other in a diverse workplace. Human resources is the key to bridging the gap between cultures.